Alrighty guys, this is Andrew and welcome back to another installment, the fourth installment of Wednesday wInbox, the weekly series where I go over some good old current events related to Overwatch, and then we'll go over some of your questions from last week, and finally showcasing a clip submitted by you guys. Before I get started into this though, I am making this on August 24th, 2016. And it's funny because as I'm recording this, there's a shit ton of like new Sombra hints coming out right now. Blizzard seems to be all hands on deck with releasing that kind of stuff. But like it's 4:30 p.m. and just the way the schedule's gonna work out, I don't know if I want to wait hours until they kind of figure out what's going on with Sombra, if she's gonna be revealed today or whatnot. So instead of like running the risk of getting too late to the point where I can't put out a video today, so rather than doing that, I figured I would just kind of skip over the Sombra stuff for now until we all kind of figure it out. And it's quite honestly, it's giving me a friggin' headache just thinking about it right now. So we're gonna see what happens by tomorrow, and I'll do the Sombra video tomorrow if there's anything to report on. But today, let's talk about the new PTR changes, right? Three main things: Hanzo, Soldier 76, and melee animation canceling. Let's start with the boring stuff, at least boring to me anyways. So if you guys don't know, the melee animation cancel, with Genji at least, if you guys remember the melee Swift Strike combo, that was pretty much removed because he can no longer cancel his melee animation with Swift Strike. Now it looks like they've kind of made everything a little bit more uniform as far as that interaction between quick melee and abilities. They can't really cancel each other outside of stuff like ultimates and certain movement abilities. Now the one that everyone really recognized was the Genji melee Swift Strike one, but I mean, I guess because that one's the most useful, right? But there is other ones like melee Wraith Form for Reaper, so you can no longer melee into Wraith Form. It now forces you to melee all the way through before you can cast your Wraith Form. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, to be honest. But the other stuff is a bit more interesting. So Hanzo, his projectile hitbox was decreased by 33%. Now I did some testing, and to be honest, I don't really notice that big of a difference. The reason why I know this is because Force did a video a couple days ago, or was it maybe a week ago, I don't remember, where he compared live server hitbox to PTR hitbox, and now we have today's PTR update, which is a 33% smaller hitbox. Now, comparing the two, live and PTR in Force's video, it's pretty obvious a difference. Now, if you compare PTR in Force's video to mine, and I tried to replicate the exact same situation, it's very, very similar. Like, I'm shooting at the bottom of the text where he kind of shoots in that video, and in my eye, dudes, it pretty much looks the same. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm doing the test wrong, or maybe, I don't know, you guys can feel the 33% reduction in hitbox and I can't, but I don't know, guys. It feels pretty much the same. I don't know what to tell you guys. Maybe I should play in a live game or something to be able to feel the difference, but in the training room, it's pretty much the same to me. But what does feel different, though, is Soldier 76 changes to his pulse rifle. Now, to put it in their words, this is what they said. In general, you'll notice the weapon starts its spread a bit earlier, but recovers the spread much more quickly. The net result of these changes should improve his effectiveness when burst firing his weapon. Thank God, by the way, I love that. And helps get back into a more accurate state quickly when you've hit max spread. In my eyes, guys, this is a fantastic change to Soldier 76. He's always been sort of like a number two in many of ways, right? Because he is the jack of all trades, and I don't know, I always felt like McCree was just much more consistent high damaging with his revolver, and maybe that should be the case, but Soldier 76's pulse rifle always felt extremely clunky when, you know, his spread wouldn't reset quickly enough. You know, like you'd be firing and then you would pause to let the bloom reset, but then you have to make this mental note that, you know, Soldier's bloom resets rather slowly. So now, you know, with his bloom resetting a little bit faster, you can be a little bit more consistent with your damage, right? You can kind of keep up that steady stream as long as you learn how to burst the rifle itself. You know, it's a little bit more forgiving. Overall, I think this is a great change. You know, they're not messing with the numbers, they're not messing with like his HP or his DPS or anything. This is just more of a skill-based change, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, let's move on to your questions now. Let's tackle an easy one to start. Sajmon N asks, when does Season 2 start? Now, Season 2 for Overwatch for competitive starts September 6th. And I'm honestly really salty it's not sooner because... Alright, you guys are probably going to judge me for this, but I really hate quick play. It's a monstrosity. Seriously, kill it with fire, please. No, but in all seriousness though, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. It would actually be perfectly fine if competitive existed, you know, like right now there's a huge break between Season 1 and Season 2, and I feel like the majority of players are kind of forced to play in quick play. Now there is the PTR competitive, which is fantastic. Like sure, no one really cares that much, but at the same time there is at least some structure to it in the form of the one hero limit, and you know, it kind of punishes a little bit more strict punishments for people who leave. So I feel like there's that, right? And honestly, I've been playing on the PTR for a while now. I haven't really touched live in quite some time. So there's that. Wow, that became a huge, long rant. Anyways, moving on to the next question. This one comes from Zephyr Garnett. Who is your favorite hero? This is an interesting one, and hopefully without sounding like I main a particular hero, I don't really like that word too much for Overwatch, but I really enjoy Zenyatta. You guys probably already know this from my other videos, but I really like the character. I like his design, I like the fact that he's a support that does damage. I like that he's a freaking monk robot. Oh my god, like that's just awesome. A couple others, I like Reaper, I like Zarya. I think those are interesting. They win me a lot of comp games. Let's just be real here. But I don't know, I kind of like the entire Overwatch cast in general, with a few exceptions. Weston. But, you know, like, I'd say I cycle through the cast in general as far as my favorites. You know, this week maybe Zarya, next week maybe Junkrat. I do like Junkrat, it's lots of fun. But anyways, let's move on to the next question by Heedong Chung. He asked, what Dirty Bomb merc you want to be added to Overwatch or Overwatch heroes to Dirty Bomb? If you guys don't know, Dirty Bomb is another game with heroes, I guess you can call them, and the game is called mercs. They all have their own abilities and such. Maybe not nearly as detailed as Overwatch as far as abilities, and more of focused on aim. Anyways, there's this one merc in Dirty Bomb called Fletcher. I would love to see him in Overwatch. Holy cow, he's basically this Nigerian engineer guy who throws around sticky bombs that he can detonate and stick onto people. It's just hilarious. As far as the other way around, I feel like Overwatch heroes wouldn't really fit in Dirty Bomb. Like, they have 4 abilities, and Dirty Bomb is less on abilities and more on like mechanical aim skills. Though if I had to pick, guys, I'd probably go with McCree. Maybe take away his Deadeye ultimate, that would be kind of powerful, but I feel like his hit scan weapon is pretty similar to what you would see on a merc in Dirty Bomb, though maybe you would see it in the form of like a semi-automatic rifle or something, rather than a mega revolver. Anyways, there aren't that many questions from last week, so just as a reminder, guys, leave a comment down the question, a question down the comment section below, asking me something. It could be random. You guys can ask me weird shit. I may not answer it, but feel free to like pitch any question towards me. It doesn't have to be Overwatch related. I just like open-ended questions. I feel like you'll be a little bit more interesting as far as the Q&A goes. And as far as the win of the week, I think I'm going to have to skip out on this one for this week, just because I'm looking for stuff that's kind of unique, funny, like a fail or a glitch, something a little bit more different than, you know, the usual play the game when someone hits an ultimate and gets a bunch of kills. You know what I mean? Like, those are fun to watch, but I want to avoid getting yelled at for showing something that people may think is a little bit more generic, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't like watching your clips. Definitely feel free to send all your submissions to candyclips@gmail.com, and I'll have a look for possibly next week's feature. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, and until next time, guys, I'll see you around.